How to manifest six figures when you have a job. Hi, I'm Sherry Hemstreet, and I have helped more than 3,400 students and clients to manifest their dreams, break through, and create the reality of their dreams. And it all starts with manifested and mindset. So let's dive in. Nicole writes, and she says, currently I work in retail, and I think I have to have some world altering, never been done before product or idea to get to shift for working for yourself to make six figures, because how else could it happen? I'm working on changing this right now. So there's a lot going on here. First of all, a lot of people think that you have to quit your job to make six figures, and absolutely not. If you're already creating income, the easiest way to do is to stack income on top of that, or to stack money received. It's not to like recreate the wheel and do something magnanimous, life-changing, and earth-shattering. That's like something that Elon Musk is doing. We're simply talking about six figures, not 7 trillion here. So with that being said, let's look at what's really going on here. If you're already in retail, you already have a paycheck, you have less of a gap between wherever you are in six figures than if you were to just start from scratch, which is really great. But what I find in working with clients and students is most people don't actually have that far to go, as far as they think they have to go to actually hit six figures. And this is what I mean. So it's very easy to just start generating extra income in some form or fashion. Now, whether you want to call this a side hustle or whether you actually want to start a business, it doesn't have to be groundbreaking. It doesn't have to be this new reinvent or this invention out of everything. We're not looking for that. When we are going from having a job to manifesting six figures, what we want to do is go, okay, how can I supplement what I'm already doing and bring in more income that will bring me closer to six figures, right? And for a lot of people, they're going to go, oh God, I can't work more. I don't want to work more. I'm already working so much and doing this. That's a mindset issue that you need to work on, because there are a lot of things that you can do that could supplement your income and double your profits right now. And they won't take as much as you think. Now, everything takes some energy input and everything takes some time to take off. But the great thing about what you're going to do, depending on what it is depending on what you choose or what skill set you have or what you can do, you're going to start increasing that. And here's the most important part, the thing that people overlook. It's not the first step. The first step is the hardest step. It's like just deciding and putting yourself out there and making the decision, which changes everything, making the decision to actually do something and then following through with that. So I've had calls where I've helped clients bring in an extra $400 a week just working 10 hours, right? I've done this, and there's all kinds of things you can do, and this is going to be dependent upon you and your availability and what you can do and what you feel comfortable offering. But here's what happens. It doesn't matter where you start, because I started online and I started by reading tarot cards. At no point did I ever feel like I was a tarot card reader, but I was charging $350 an hour because I was so good at it. I had a backlog of people that I had to keep raising my prices. But where I've ended up is vastly different. And I think this is what people who don't get started don't understand, is the first step is just the first step. Like, the path after that unfolds because you've been willing to take the first step. And that's a big mindset shift, and it's a big action shift. So the first thing is you don't have to have some world altering idea. You do need to get started. There's lots of things you can do. Just start leaning into what looks exciting, what looks fun, what looks like you could manage this, and start tracking how much money starts coming in through this channel. And then start seeing where your energy feels pulled to go. What would be new and fun and exciting for you in the next phase? Now, obviously, if you have a specific skill set, if you have something that you are extraordinary at, like, go with that, especially if it's something that you could be paid a lot for. But if you don't feel like you have that, you're in retail. You could actually work this two ways. You could actually increase your retail positioning by increasing your self-worth and worthiness and what you believe that you are worthy and deserving of getting paid. So let's say, I don't know, like let's say you're in retail at Best Buy or something, right? So like let's say you get so good at retail, you're like, you know what, I want to start going into other retail. I got news for you. People that work in Rolex are also in retail. People that work in jewelry, retail. All of these places start paying commissions. People who work at Saks, they're retail and they get a really nice paychecks. So I think a lot of people discount the fact like they're like, I'm in retail, I'm only making this much money. But retail is sales, and sales is the one thing that if I would tell anybody, absolutely learn how to sell and absolutely capitalize on that, because all of your life is selling. Sales is an unlimited income producer. You want to manifest the world, go into sales, right? If you're already in retail, you're halfway there. You're probably just not looking at it the right way. So in addition to working on your self-worth and worthiness to receive and what your value is, you could also work on your mindset, because you have a skill that scares most people, or you have a skill that you're probably not looking at the right way to really exponentially grow your income and revenue and what you are bringing into your world through manifestation. So you can take either track. You can create a side hustle or start creating ways for money to come into your reality outside of your job, or you can up level your job, or you can do both, and then like it will exponentially start bringing more money into your reality. And this is because not only are you raising your self-worth and your self-value, you're increasing your confidence, you're proving to yourself that you can do this, you're showing the world, the universe, that you have more value and more to give to humanity than what you have been. And you're doing this in two different ways, and that is exponentially going to grow your income. Now, obviously, a third thing that I would recommend here is to work on your money mindset, because like money mindset is going to be the cherry on top of all of it, because you have absolutely been in a space where like if you have these thoughts and you've considered these things but you haven't been able to commit to it, you have some money mindset issues there, right? And what happens is as we start making more money, we come up against, and I don't call them blocks. I don't like calling them blocks, but we come up with money mindset patterns. We come up with patterns of how we feel about money and how we feel about accepting it and the thoughts we have about it. And we have patterns around spending and saving and investing. And we have beliefs around who we are at this income level and what this income level looks like, right? So of course, money mindset is going to be very important there, but I would take this even one step further. And this is the part that people don't talk about or think about when they're manifesting more money. Six figures specifically is what we're talking about today. When you are manifesting an income, a monetary amount, a financial goal that is more than you are used to holding in your hands in normal terms, right? So let's say that you've never made more than 50 or 60,000 a year, 80,000 a year, and you want to get higher. So what happens is and this goes back to mindset again. Everything is mindset. Even with manifesting, you have to get the mind right first. So what happens is, let's say there's a $20,000 gap. That $20,000 gap seems much bigger than it is, right? So like the perspective you have about the gap between where you are and 100,000, $20,000 can seem like an extra 100,000, or 20,000 to somebody like me is just like one more client. That's such a small gap to close. But depending on your perspective of where you are and how you're looking at this is how you are going to take actions based on what your beliefs are and what you actually think about this, because your beliefs are going to determine your actions. So normalizing $100,000, that's only like $8,500 a month. And to be honest, and I might get a lot of hate for this, it's very difficult to only live on $8,500 a month. Everybody wants to get to six figures, and then they realize like six figures is like the golden handcuffs. Like you're doing better than you were. You're doing better than a lot of people, but you're not doing as good as you could be. So with that caveat, what you want to do is you want to normalize big amounts of money. The problem is, especially if you are in the lower five figures, right? Lower five figures, anything under 50. Probably anything under 60. If you're in the lower five figures, it seems so far like you're either doubling your income or you're tripling it, or I don't even want to like 5 times in it. You have to normalize that this is attainable, this is doable, and you have to normalize bigger numbers. So like there was a time in my life, I can remember very clearly, when I didn't think anybody could even make more than $60,000 a year. I didn't even think that was possible. And now I've had like $60,000 days very easily, $60,000 clients. So what happens is on the journey from where you are to where you want to be, you start normalizing these larger amounts of money. So if you're only bringing home $3,000 a month, you normalize that it makes sense and it feels good and it feels very normal, not exciting at all, to bring home $5,000 a month. You see what happens, and this is the mindset hack. What happens is we think, so I'm already bringing home $5,000 a month. I want to double that. And we're like, oh my God, $10,000 a month. That's so much. No, it's not. It's only double what you're already bringing home. But because it's double, because we haven't had it, because we have put it on a pedestal and we have this way of viewing it, this way of beholding it, this way of viewing it as outside of our reality, as the dream, the goal, the mecca outside of us, something big to attain, it becomes this like award almost, or this like trophy. Whereas the person who normalizes, like, yeah, it makes sense that I get 2 paychecks a month for $5,000, or yeah, it makes sense that I get, 2 paychecks a month for $4,500 after taxes, or yes, of course my business brings in $10,000 a month. Even if you're only bringing in $3,000 a month, you have to get over the belief, the feeling, and the perspective that this is so much more. Because, and it took me so long to get this, like, everything becomes normal. I want you to let that sink in. Everything becomes normal. Like there was a time when the income you were making, you wanted it, and now it is so normalized in your life. And that's the same for the next $1,000, the next $2,000, the next $10,000. It is going to become so normalized in your life. So if you can do the mindset work, and if you can do the visualization work, and if you can get with the actual number that you want to bring in and make that a normalized occurrence while you're working on your money mindset, while you're working on your own self-worth and your self-value and your own mindset, you're going to get there. And that's what people make more of. Like we're making a mountain out of a molehill when we're like, I just want to add an extra $3,000 to my income this month. Okay, you might not do it this month. You might not even do it next month. You might not do it the month after that. But if you are tracking your income and you are doing things that are going to bring more income, it's going to continue to grow, and you're going to continue to actually feel what it feels like to bring in more income. And you're going to start to normalize that, like, it becomes easier. Once you bring in an extra $500 a month for 3 to 5 months, like, you couldn't imagine not bringing in an extra $500 a month. Like, once I had made 5-figure months for 8 months, I couldn't even imagine not having a 5-figure month. It just wasn't even like a possibility. It becomes a new reality because it becomes normalized. It becomes normalized in your body. It becomes normalized in your thoughts, in your beliefs, in your identity, and how you view things, in your perspective. All throughout your experience, your reality is it is very normal to make 5-figure months. And then you move on to multiple 5-figure months, and you keep scaling your incomes with your identity of beliefs and behaviors and perspectives, and you examine yourself throughout the journey. And this is how you up level. So to get back to the original point, is making 6 figures is a very small amount in any world. It's a very small amount of value that you have to put into the world to make six figures, but it's more value than you're putting into the world now. And it's really just normalizing that you can do this and getting in those beginning steps of your money mindset, your manifesting, your self-worth and self-value, and how you perceive yourself and what you are able and willing to put into the world. So I hope this helps. Let me know your thoughts below. If you have an aha that you've had throughout this, drop it below and pay it forward for someone else to see. And I can't wait to hear from you.